Hey guys, Matt here from Straightforward Auto. Today we have a 2006 Honda Pilot here for some rear pads. Let's get into it. First, you're going to want to raise and support your vehicle safely. Next, you're going to want to remove the wheel, 19mm lug nuts. This customer has requested just brake pads. So what we will be doing is just removing the caliper. The caliper bolts are 12mm bolts, front, the top, and the bottom. This top one, you do have the brake line in the way, so I do like using an extension just to get past the brake line so that way you don't force it or bend it in any direction. Once we get this caliper off, then we got to compress it. You will be needing a couple tools for this job: a 1/2-inch impactor breaker bar, a 19mm socket, a 12mm socket, a 3/8 extension, and a 3/8 ratchet. Now that we have removed the caliper, I just picked it up and put it off to the side. I went ahead and removed the brake pads, and now we are going to compress our caliper. You can do this with a C-clamp. What you can do is you can take an old pad and rest it up against the piston and then clamp on the back of it and push it in. I have this caliper compressing tool. They're about $30 on Amazon. I'm going to get it in place and then gently squeeze, so that way we're compressing the piston so we can make room for our new pads. The key is just to gently squeeze it so that way you can compress the piston slowly, so that way you don't accidentally push any air or rip this boot. Now that our piston has been compressed, we can go ahead and clean up these, put on our new brackets. Now that our piston is compressed, we're going to pop off these old brackets and put on the new ones. Now that we have our new hardware installed, now is a good time to go ahead and pull your pins out and service them, clean them down with a rag, re-grease them, and put them back in. But after that, we're going to reinstall our brake pads. As you're installing the brake pads, there will be an outer and an inner pad. If they're not labeled like these ones are, your inner pad, or the one that faces the inside of the car, is going to have this clip. And what this clip is, it actually is a wear bar, and so that will start squeaking before it starts chewing up your rotor. So you're going to want to grease up any contact points with some anti-seize or anything like that. But once your brake pads are installed, you can go ahead and put your caliper back on. Now that we have our caliper reinstalled with the 12mm bolts nice and snug, one thing you're going to look out for is that these pins, they're not a circle, they're more like an oval with a flat side on each side. And so they will have to be rotated a certain way just so that way they fit within that caliper. But once you're done, you can go ahead and swap over to the other side. Once you're done with the rear pads and you put your wheels back on and it's lowered, you're just going to want to pump your brake pedal slowly just a couple times until it gets firm. Just because we compressed those pistons all the way, we just want to make sure that the pistons are pushed back out to where they need to be before we go on a test drive. Overall, this job took me about a half hour. Difficulty scale, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. It can be done with basic hand tools and should just take you just a little bit of time.